Hey, what is up, fellow travelers? You see those meteorite looking things, those blue things? See those things? Yeah. And you know what that means? It means the part 2 of the event is live. And of course, I'm gonna tell people what to look out for. And as usual, I'm late for the party. This game is great. Alright, so the part 2, Star of Deceitful Dreams. It is, as you can see, there's a lot of rewards and I have done some of it, not all of it, most of it. I'm almost done. Now, first things first, what I want you to not do is do not rush this. Do not use your fragile resin because it will take 2 days, a few more days before the other event is unlocked. So take your time, finish the salvage thingies, just do it in a pace that is not too rushed. As you slowly progress through the event, you will eventually reach to this point where you can talk to Mona. So what does Mona do? Mona will be the one that will guide you to look around. If you choose this astrology part here and then you continue with the dialogue, she will pinpoint meteorite strike zones on your map. So what exactly does this do? It gives you adventure rank EXP, companionship EXP, and of course, it gives you the event currency, which is what you really would want in this event. Now, of course, after that, you would want to go to this meteorite things, I'd say, and then you would want to interact with them. Now, there are 3 salvage levels at which you can do, which is either the level of 55, 65, 75. The difficulty will scale based on what you choose, and of course, the harder it is, the more rewards you can get. I suggest that you would want to take the highest one with this. It gives 45 fading star smites. It's really worth it in my opinion. And of course, you're gonna collect it using resin. It costs 20 resin. So in the meantime, save all your grind later and use all of your resin for this event. So in this part of the event, the mechanics is just to kill everyone. As you can see on the top, you have the progress bar of all the way to 300. And what you would want to do is to kill all the mobs that is spawned in the circle to reach the point of 300. Each mob gives a different point. So typically, the harder the mob to kill, the more points it gives you. And as you slowly complete the progress, I suggest that you do not want to go out of the zone because it will decrease your progress, and eventually if you stay outside long enough, it will revert back to 0. So as much as possible, you want to be inside of the circle. It's okay to kill mobs outside the circle as long as you stay inside the circle. So just be wary of your positioning that you do not exceed the circle. The mobs are fairly easy, they're not too hard. Some mobs vary from Fatui all the way to slimes to treasure hoarders, and sometimes just hurly churls or whatever, you know. It's not that hard. It's just a chill, easy, just your typical slugfest. It is not too hard, and that's why I suggest you pick the hardest level that you can fight because it gives a lot of rewards, and that is really what you're after. When you want to fight these kinds of battle in a small field, CC would be very good, and especially if you have Venti or Diluc. In my case, using Diluc's Q is really helpful. It keeps the mob away from you, gives you a bit of breathing room in such a small circle. Now, what I don't want you to do is you may not want to use fragile resin here. You should save your fragile resin, okay? Because as what I said earlier, the event is gonna last for a few days before unlocking the 3rd part of the event. So take your time, just chill, and just don't spend your fragile resin, alright? Just take it easy. Of course, you may not want to use the condensed resin if you already unlocked it, since you cannot use the condensed resin in this part. So what you would want to do is just simply use your 20 resin in this meteorites. So if you've managed to salvage a lot of meteorites, of course there's gonna be rewards for a total amount of 180 Primogems. This is really good. This is really good, especially if you add up the additional events or additional quests that you receive. You will get an additional of 60, which brings the total amount to 240. And that is a lot in this just 2nd day of the event. So I suggest after you do this, or even if you're on your downtime when you don't have enough resin to spend, I suggest that you do this side quest during the event. So if you collect your rewards, you will get a total amount of 240 resin. Of course, that is a plus in my opinion. Who doesn't want free Primogems, am I right? Now, of course, what you would want is you just want to keep on grinding day by day. Every 20 resin, you would want to destroy these meteorites, or rather salvage these meteorites. Each of them have different kind of opponents. It's not too hard, although you may want to pay attention to what kind of element the meteorites give. Some of them give the cryo debuff or the electro debuff or the fire debuff or whatever. Those types of element, if you play around those things, it will help help you and make your life much easier. And I should also mention that during this event, there are character boosts. On selected characters, there will be an increased damage dealt of 60%. So for example, in the Hydro element, you have Tartaglia and Mona, they will deal 60% more damage. If you have Fischl, Lisa, and Beidou, their damage is also increased by 60%. Also Ningguang, Noelle, Chongyun, and Xiangling. It doesn't matter what kind of element the meteorite is, as long as you have them on the battlefield, they will have an increased damage dealt only in the meteorites. And if you want to make your life easier, you may want to use Xiangling since she's mostly available for free-to-play players. You may want to use her as her damage is actually pretty decent during this event. And that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just take your time, don't use your resin on anything else except of using it for events, for salvaging meteorites, and you also do not want to use the condensed resin since you can only use it on ley lines and domains and you can't use it on this specific part of the event. So chill, take it easy. And that will be it for me. I would like to thank you so much if you watch it all the way here. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like the video. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Sure, why not? You know, thank you. Thank you for the support. And I'll see you next time. Peace.